Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsey. Today I'm sharing with you my fourth alternative card idea using the July 2025 Paper Pumpkin kit called Sweeter With You. This kit creates a total of 8 cards, 2 in these 4 beautiful designs. And you get everything you need in Paper Pumpkin kits to create the original cards. If you're interested in watching me unbox this kit or seeing any of my other alternatives, you can click on the playlist and I'll link it up here in the top right corner. For today's alternative, again, this is number 4. I am using just the fun panels to create a great background for this large die cut. I will also be doing some fussy cutting, and this card just comes together really quickly and easily. If you are new to Paper Pumpkin and are interested in getting your own monthly crafting kit, you can subscribe using the link in the description below. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and help you with any questions you may have about Stampin' Up! Products or Paper Pumpkin. And you can contact me through my email address, which is listed at the bottom of the description in every video. So from the card kit, from the Paper Pumpkin kit, you're going to need this beautiful large die cut, as well as the scrap pieces from your polka dot card base. And I've cut that to 1-inch sections by 3.5. So there are 4 1-inch by 3.5-inch pieces. And we're going to put that on a piece of Pool Party cardstock, which is 3 3/4 by 5.5. So 3 3/4 by 5.5. And again, you can find all the measurements and a cutting template for the card bases on my blog. You'll also want to have one of these greeting strips. We're going to flip it to the back side, so we're going to stamp on the white side of it, but it does also come from the kit, so don't forget to grab that. Then you'll need a card base. I decided to go with a vertical card base because of the design of the card. And so I just felt like maybe opening up from the top or from the bottom to the top went better with just that vertical design. So this has been cut to 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5.5 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold that and put it off to this side. And let's get started putting our scrap pieces onto our Pool Party. So I'm going to begin with, and if you have the little bit of that score line showing, don't worry about it. We used up the entire card base, so it's going to happen somewhere, and you just cover it up. That's what we're doing with the large die cut. We're just covering up that score line. So the first piece goes evenly horizontally, so you have a little bit of a border, but it goes right up to the top. And I'm going to go ahead and mimic that on the bottom. Try to get the same distance of a border on the left and right that you do on the top. Then we'll add our second layer. And again, we're looking for a similar border on each side and then mimic that size between the 2 pieces. And repeat on the bottom. I love adding just that little touch of Pool Party to the card. I think it helps the pink and the green stand out, and it's so pretty. We can go ahead and add this now to our card base. It is going to go from top to bottom right in the middle. So just make sure to slide it over, line it up, and then smooth it out. Just like that. For our die cut, we are popping this up with dimensionals. So if you're going to use the big ones, that's fine. I've got a lot of these minis left over from some past kits. So I'm just going to go ahead and use these. Just make sure you're supporting those nice large pieces. I didn't add any to the stem, just the leaves and the strawberries. And then we're going to put this right in the center. This is going to help hide any of that scoring that came from the original card base. Okay, let's do our stamping. I've got a scrap piece of basic white cardstock. I'm going to stamp the Hello Friend, and then because we're fussy cutting it, that means we can change the orientation of the greeting. So right now it's horizontal, but we can change it to be vertical and stack it on top of itself. While we have our ink out, let's go ahead and put on the back side, You're the Best, which I've got in another clear block. And just stamp that right in the center of that little greeting strip. Again, we did it on the back side. So something like that. And that's going to go on our card. Let's go ahead and fussy cut this out. If you are new to fussy cutting, what you want to do is keep your scissors straight, or don't move them. It doesn't matter if they're straight. You're going to keep them still. And then the paper, the hand that's holding the paper is what is going to move up and down and change directions and stuff. So just keep that in mind. You also want to always try to keep your paper in the center of your scissors instead of at the tip or too close to the bottom. You just want to kind of keep moving the paper so that it's about in the center. Make sure to separate the two words. I am going to keep the comma with the word hello. And just try to keep the space around the greeting about even. It's not always going to be that way, but if you try, that's good enough. Okay. Okay, so once you're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and add some dimensionals to the back. I've used little minis, and let's start with the bottom and we'll work our way up. So I'm going to add You're the Best first, and a lot of that is going to be on the leaf. So I've got just one dimensional here in the center, and then I can take a little dot of glue or a glue dot and stick that on the sides just to help hold it in place. So it's going to look something like this, and it could be a little different just depending on where you placed your large strawberry die cut. Oh. Then let's go ahead and add Friend, and I wanted mine to be a little bit up at an angle, and it looks like I'm going to need to remove this dimensional here. And instead of doing a dimensional, I could do a glue dot or a little liquid glue right there just to hold it down on that leaf. And then the rest of it can go down. And then we have hello. And again, a little bit of an angle there. Just pop it up. Let's see. I wonder if that one I should also remove and put a glue dot there. Or a dot of glue, I guess. So cute. So hello friend, you're the best. And then last thing we're going to add is just a little bit of linen thread. You could use any color of baker's twine. White would be cute with this. They also at one time had some green, so you could do that. If you have a red one, that would be cute. I just did a little bow. Nothing fancy. get it to be the shape that you want, and then we're going to add it with just a little glue dot in the corner right here by You're the Best. So to make my glue dots just a little smaller so that they can hide behind the dot or the knot from the linen thread, I just wrap it around the tip, and then you can put it wherever you want. I think I'll put it on the leaf so that it's not hiding underneath. And there we go. Just like that. And your card's all done. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this beautiful alternative using the July 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit. If you're interested in seeing written instructions, close-up images, getting measurements, and a template for how to cut your card bases for all my alternatives, you can visit my blog, creativechelsey.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.